global energy industry. The energy industry can be segmented as oil, gas, electricity, power, coal and renewable energy, combined heat and power. Strong rebounds of global energy consumption in 2010. Following the global recession, consumption growth reached 5.6%, the highest rate since 1973. The data implies that global CO2 emissions from fossil fuels consumption will also have grown strongly last year. Even so far this year have kept the world's focus on energy. The tragic tsunami in Japan and unrest in the Arab world have disrupted energy flows, and rising prices at the pump have raised concern about slowing the global energy consumption reach a record level of 87.4 million barrels per day. Today we'll be analyzing the structure of British Petroleum, which was founded in 1954. The large oil and gas companies such as BP, Shell and ExxonMobil have been active in oil and gas exploration, development and production for many years. Operate on a global scale, some of these large companies have reduced their investment in UK and moved to other parts of the world with more attractive long-term prospects.
Retail brands are BP Connect, BP Express, BP Shop, Castrol, Air BP, BP Shipping. The colors of the Helios, named after the Greek god of the sun, suggest heat, light and nature.
Sales and other operating revenues for year 2010 was 297.107 million. The replacement cost profit was 4,519 million in 2010. Number of employees was 79,700 at 31st of December 2010. Proved reserves 18,071 million barrels of oil equivalent. Retail sites 22,100. Upstream active in 29 countries. Refinery, wholly or partly owned, is 16.
BP competes in oil and gas refining, marketing and distribution and alternative energy source, basic and intermediate chemical and petrochemical manufacturing. Top competitors are Shell, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, ExxonMobil, Centrica and Total.
BP Place is a major international energy company split into the following divisions: exploration and production, refining and marketing. Other business and corporate includes alternative energy and shipping. The BP Group's aluminium methods incorporates.
Based on Porter's 5 theory, barriers to entry as the capital for oil companies is too high, and the level of technical knowledge is too high and advanced. This has created a very high barrier for the new entrants. Thus, I can conclude there's almost no new entrants threat in oil industry and also for BP. The suppliers for BP are countries that have oil reservoirs and oil fields. They usually have a bid for their oil field exploration. Bargaining power of suppliers is too high and they can choose the contractor. The buyers or the crude oil usually purchased in the oil markets, and the market price is determined by the demand. Crude oil can't be substituted by any other products, as it's not only the fuel but also the raw material for petrochemical industries. The other sources of energy are biofuels, nuclear energy, solar energy, and which at the moment aren't cost effective. The number of main oil companies who can explore and mine oil field is very limited. I can argue in here that unlike many other industries, the rivalry in the oil industry and specifically in the oil exploration is too low.
I'm going to be talking about the framework of macro-environmental analysis that affect BP to sell and to produce. Political factors include taxation, trading policy, inter-country relationships, environmental legislation, health and safety regulation that affect industry like BP. Political factors BP faces vary between countries they operate in and often shaping what they can do and cannot do because it's being regulated by governments. A good example is when the US President Barack Obama established the National Commission on BP Deepwater Oil Spill in May 2010. Another good example is the legislation governing the UK on tax increase, which influenced BP policy to close some of its operations in UK and to move to a less developed country like Africa and Middle East, where the tax is less costly. I can argue that a major organization such as BP, which has a very high financial turnover, or there are many health and safety measures or environmental prosecution, the political intervention will be high. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the economic analysis. According to David Bode, economic factors that affect business such as BP can be world economy or national economy of the environment where BP is running its operation, such as interest rate and wages level. A good example is globalization, which is being driven by increasing competition and search for cost advantage. Energy industries such as BP have switched many production facilities to low interest rate and wages economy in Africa and Middle East to cut its cost. Another good example is the economic environment where BP is active in the UK. We can see that the 2008 credit crunch has not affected the BP industry.